No, 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 no.
And now, it's time for another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A show made by 12s from around the world, for 12s from around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host, and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, welcome everyone once again to a wonderful edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show as the Seattle Seahawks get ready to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, or if it was Maddie, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am your host, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity, and I'm here to tell you to grab a desired scent or beverage of your choice, put your tray table up and your seat in the full upright position, keep your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times, and what can I tell you? Well, when you get two top 10 defenses together, I guess that's the score you get, 38-35. I don't know. Anyway, we are also closely monitoring, as we record this, the Mariners Game 5. So by the time you watch this, I hope there's no spoilers involved there. But we will be sharing some Mariners within this show because a lot of you are Mariners and Seahawk fans, and I can appreciate that. But anyway, before we get into all that and the football, we want to introduce you to our posse down there. Over there is Will Harrison. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Well, elevated blood pressure at the moment. Pulse is racing. As we start to record this, it's 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh, and we're down by 1, so we're kind of running out of time. But I would like to apologize to any of our viewers if I should randomly blurt out any expletives. I'm hoping to run around the room cheering,
and I have given him full permission to do so tonight because it's kind of a special night. It's Game 5. We're recording during Game 5, so I can appreciate that. And look who's here. It is way from Nevada. It's Statsman Mark. Mark, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you.
It's great to be here. I am. This is, of course, a Seahawk positivity, but right now it's also simultaneously Mariner positivity.
And Mariner positivity as well, yes.
And Brewer positivity.
And Brewer positivity.
Yeah, it is. It's just. I mean, what a great what a great year, regardless for the Ebs and for Cal, the catcher and everything. But we're not burying him by any means. This is. I like where the situation currently right now. We'll see if they could tie it up.
And a great season so far for the Seahawks too. I mean, 3-2.
Oh, I know.
Bad.
Yes. By the way, yes. In bicentennial fashion, that was a heck of a game. I mean, I know it wasn't the result everyone wanted, but holy cow! I mean, what a game!
It was quite a game. It was quite a game. We'll talk about that in the second quarter. But before we go on, we like to tell everybody how this show is run. So let's look at our format, shall we?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, 12-Man Fan Jam Show format, just like a real NFL game. We have 4 quarters and a halftime. First quarter, I'm going to talk about Seattle trip. Little Mo and I made out to Seattle before that game. And Will is telling me something very exciting. Will, what have you got? Give us the latest.
Leo Rivas just drove in Jorge Polanco. It is now 2-2.
Woo! All right, way to go, Mariners.
RBI single. Woohoo!
I will talk about our trip to Seattle. It was a lot of fun. Always, every year, Lil Mo and I go out and have a great time. I'll tell you about how that went this time. Second quarter, we'll talk about last week's game that lost against the Brucey Buccaneers. Halftime's best Seahawk themed trivia game on the internet. 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
We want to share Dustin and Little Mo are not here. Dustin just got back. He just landed in Seattle from Germany, so he may not make it, but he's going to try. Little Mo will probably be here for halftime trivia, we're hoping, so we'll see. Second half, it's all about that game between the Seahawks and the Jaguars, or the Jaguars, coming up. Game info, we're going to have your injury report. We'll have a sermon of Seahawk positivity. And in the fourth quarter, we'll bring that all together. Little Mo's here, and we'll do our predictions, prognostications, and game balls for that game this weekend, early game, Seahawks, Jaguars. We like to remind you, as always, we are on the social media. You can find us on X at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Find us on TikTok. I added a couple of clips on the TikTok. 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I did some of those this week. Join our group on Facebook. We always have a great game day thread. We have fun, polls. We try to take funny pictures, capture pictures, and stuff like that. Always have a good time. You're always welcome. You just have to join the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook group. And then you can email us at 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. And of course, we are on our YouTube channel, Seahawk Positivity. We have shows for every show we've ever done. Outtakes, specials, songs from way back. A lot of fun that we put together over the last, I can't believe I have to say this, 13 years that we've been doing this show in particular. And even a little bit before. You could go even farther back to when Dustin and I were on a show called Blue Wave Radio. And that was before this. So Dustin and I have been doing this for a while. That's where we met Mark. I was on Blue Wave. So, but anyway, that being
Dennis,
said.
really quickly on Blue Wave, I still remember fondly when we met. I'd spent 3/4 of an hour bombing in the chat room until I was awarded a spot on air. And
yes, we kept hoping you would show up, Mark. I hope that Zorn guy shows up, and he did. And you were always had a lot of insight. So let's go to our trip to Seattle. Start first quarter. So every year, Little Mo and I go out. We go stay at the Silver Cloud, which is right across from the stadiums. A little extra money, but we've done the sightseeing thing. We know what's in Seattle. We like to go down there because we're coming for the game. We can walk to the game. We can walk back. Don't have to worry about parking. Don't have to worry about getting a ride back. And no cabs. We just, we DoorDash it all weekend. Well, not all weekend, but some of the weekend. So first off, we flew out. It's the first time we've ever flown first class. I said, let's have a little fun. And it's going to be hard not to fly first class again, let me tell you. And the biggest surprise was the food. The food was amazing. We're like, oh my God, the food. Even Jacob, who's very finicky, was like, the food's amazing. He ate this chocolate dessert. I was eating my meal. It was like a real meal. And he's like, oh my God. I said, what? He goes, try that. And I ate, and I went, oh my God. He goes, I know. It was like some chocolate mousse thing. But anyway. We landed, we got there, we got to our hotel, and we're right across from both stadiums. So what we did they play Friday? No, they played Saturday, right?
Saturday, Sunday.
Sorry, my bad. They didn't play Friday. Saturday, Will came up, spent time with us. We had a great time, Will. It's great to come visit us for a little bit. Went to the pro shop and talked some sports, and then Will had just run the 5K.
Yeah, cracking 5K, yep. So I apologize if I was a tad bit fragrant, but...
No, you got two guys. You got a father and son in a hotel room. You know it's not going to smell very good to start with.
I was no worse than anyone else on the light rail that day.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm sure. But so Will joined us, and then he had to go home early for the game. Of course, we wanted him to get home in time for the game. And here's what's interesting: both Saturday and Sunday night with the Mariner games, because we were so close, we could hear the crowd. And so we'd open our window, we put the game on mute, and we were about a pitch behind the crowd. So it'd be like 1 and 2, and the crowd would go nuts, and we go, well, there's strike 3, and there it was, strike 3, or that's a home run. Wow, they're really loud. That's got to be a home run, and it was. So it was really, really cool to watch the game and have this live feedback because you guys were loud. You Mariner fans, you were loud. Sunday came, game came. It was exciting. We had a great time. I sat with my friends. I'll give a shout out to Neil Kiltman here in a minute. But Mr. and Mrs. Seahawk were there. Bruce Painted Hawk. We always have great conversations. And sitting behind me, for those of you who are ever on Seahawk Blues account, Seahawk Sal. If you ever go to Seahawk Sal, Mike Parameter, or also known as J-Bone, was sitting a row behind us for that game. He'd come in for the game. Haven't seen J-Bone. J-Bone and I actually roomed together, I think, in 2004, I came out for a game, and it was me, Neil, and J-Bone. We all had a room together. So J-Bone is an old friend from a long time ago, and I don't know why I didn't take pictures. I didn't take any pictures, but it was good to see J-Bone, and we had a good time, even though they lost, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then stayed and listened to the crowd for the Saturday to Sunday night game, and then headed home. So many times I've always said, and I said this when I left to the guys down in that row. I said, it's become less and less about the game and more about seeing friends and family. And I consider most of my friends, you all included, not just friends, but family. I come out and see family. It's like a family reunion for me. Seattle's the only place I've ever traveled that I get homesick when I come home from, and it's because of the family that's out there. And
Group hug.
yeah, group hug. Will's part of that. Mark is too. But the family that I've known over the years that I just catch up on how it's more about become more about that and less about the game. But the game was very exciting. Our highlight was when JSN caught the touchdown on the slant. It was right in front of us, and then he jumped up on the stands about 4 rows down, 4 seats down, and did his little dance, and right in front of us. And we're like pointing at him and screaming, and all the players. That was fun. That's
It deserves
do what?
That is really quick. That just hearing that deserves a Talladega Nights tall boy
It
tip of the
does.
can from.
You're a little Red Bull. Yeah, and it's funny because both Lil Mo and I looked at each other. I said, you want to say, gee, I should have filmed that, but you want to live in the moment. And Lil Mo's like, I'll never forget that. I said, no, you'll never forget JSN looking at us and doing this little dance he was doing. I mean,
In those
that's awesome.
uniforms.
That was awesome. So, and we had a lot of scoring for us as well. So that was fun. So it was an exciting game. Last but not least, of all the people I met, Wendy, I met Wendy was there. I know I'm going to forget people, and I'm so sorry if I do. I try to meet as many as we can. We go up there. I cannot thank Neil Hart, Kiltman, made this possible for me over 20 years ago. He came down for a Cincinnati game, and we just hit it off. And he said, "You need to come up for a game. I'll get you a ticket." And he's ever since then he's been the guy, and I am forever grateful to him, and will be forever grateful to him. He's the reason I met Will. He's amazing. I've met a lot of people, and I am forever grateful for the family that Will has given, or that Neil has given me, just by simply going to a football game. And so I want to publicly, absolutely give great thanks to Neil Hart for making this possible, so my son and I could have our dad and father and son escape. It was a lot of fun. It always is. So we had a great time. Next, if we didn't catch you this time, we'll catch you next time. We'll do what we can. So
They'll be back.
we'll be back. Now, before we end the first quarter, I do have a new thing I've been doing that I haven't done since the first week, but I do have a thumbs up and thumbs down I'd like to share. All right, thumbs up, thumbs down. Occasionally, I'm going to see things on the news over the week that are going to be kind of make me go, that's awesome, or oh my God, that's horrible. So let's start with the thumbs up. And I know we're playing them this week. I don't care. Thumbs up is going to come from anywhere, and it comes from Jacksonville and Travis Hunter. A lady named Sandy Combs was on a United Airlines flight, and she had no idea that she was sitting by an NFL player. And as people came in, they took pictures, and he was very thankful and polite. Well, let me just tell you what she said. This is what she wrote. This is what Sandy wrote on her trip. I had the most wonderful flight home from Denver. I met the nicest young man who sat next to me. He offered to put my bag in the overhead compartment. He helped me with my tray. He was always polite, saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Anyone would be so proud to have him as a grandson. So polite. People walking by were saying, congratulations, great job, even taking pictures. I turned and asked him, who am I sitting next to? And I looked at his Jaguar pants, smiled, and asked, are you an athlete? And he smiled and said, yes, I'm Travis. I was drafted by the Jags. I already told him my son wants his jersey. He's so humble and down to earth. I would have never guessed this was a professional athlete. Jacksonville Jaguars, you did good. I'll be buying tickets. United Airlines, thank you for my seat assignment. Word got back to Travis, and on Monday Night Football last week, she came to Duval County after Hunter invited her to the Monday night game, where he gave her, she had seats and sideline passes. And there's a picture of them together. I don't care that we're playing. That is just a wonderful story. And Travis would go and get, all that stuff for her, and that she would be so open. And I love to hear stories like that. I was just telling my girlfriend Sean tonight Celebrities. I love to see celebrity stories for people when they're good, when they're nice and they're friendly. I don't care too much about the bad stuff. I want to hear about the guys that are unreasonably nice. And so Travis Hunter, the exception of this week, good luck this season, and definitely thumbs up for being a class act. So that's my thumbs up. Now comes my thumbs down, which is also personal, in a way, because it's from our own division, and I'm giving a thumbs down to the Arizona Cardinals. Oh my God. You had the worst team in the NFL at home in the fourth quarter, 21-6. And you blew it. And it was so bad. I mean, I haven't seen an implosion this bad since the Titan submersible on the way down the Titanic. Yes, I went there. This was an implosion of absolutely stunning quickness. And if you want, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Des. I should have just interjected. I was like, as bad as a Bob Crane crime scene.
As bad as a Bob Crane crime. This was an implosion. And if you want something fun as a Seahawk fan, watch the fourth quarter, put on some Benny Hill music, and you're going to be set for life. But the reason it's my thumbs down is I appreciate fans from around the NFL, and I appreciate all NFL fans, and yes, even Cardinal fans. Cardinal fans, you deserve better. If you're a true Cardinal fan, you deserve better than your head coach punching the guy. You deserve better than what you saw at your home field against the worst team in football. That was not disappointment. That was an embarrassment. And years of embarrassment for Cardinal fans, and years of hearing this is their year. And we can appreciate that because we've gone through a lot of those ourselves. But Cardinal fans, you deserve better. I'm just thumbs down to the Cardinals for putting that on the field at home against the worst team in the NFL.
By the way, did you notice which Titans player recovered that fumble in the end zone?
Would it have been Lockett?
That was Tyler Lockett.
It was Tyler Lockett. There you go. Always smart player. Wonderful smart player. So anyway, that will end the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, bitches!
All right. Told you about my trip. I gave out thumbs up and thumbs down, and now we're going to talk about that game last week against the Buccaneers. Throwback to that game, so to speak. We got to. You're watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Go Mariners. We'll be right back after this. And Seahawks.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. A Seahawk Positivity production.
Would you not eat my pants? Ah!
It's the second quarter.
All right, welcome to a very special Jaguars edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I'm the Reverend Moses. That is Will. That is Mark. And this quarter, we are going to be talking about the throwback game last week, the Seahawks throwback game. Forgot to mention on my trip, it's funny because when we got the tickets for that game, they announced the throwback game like a month later. And then the Mariners, it all fell in our lap. The throwback throw in our lap, and then the Mariners playoffs fell. I mean, it's all boom, boom, boom. It all just kind of fell in our lap. Unfortunately, what also fell in our lap was the government shutdown, but we got through TSA pretty quick. I was surprised. But anyway, sorry. Seahawks lose 38-35 in a really thrilling game. It was 13-7 at half, and then just a lot of offensive explosions. Will, what are your thoughts on this game?
Well, it was definitely a bit of a throwback to, yes, thank you. Definitely a bit of a throwback to all those years when we couldn't play defense worth a darn, including last year, large portions of last year. But yeah, I want to do my own thumbs up and thumbs down. My thumbs up definitely goes to Sam Darnold.
Absolutely.
That last pass notwithstanding, I mean, the man was just nails the entire game, and not just avoiding mistakes, but making plays with his legs, finding the open receiver, making all the big throws. I mean, when we signed him, I was hoping we'd get the Sam Darnold that played in Minnesota last year, who was just an efficient, mistake-free quarterback who could play point guard, get the ball to all of our playmakers, and just be a dependable guy. He is starting, mind you. We're not there yet, but he is starting to look like the guy that went third overall.
Yes,
back in the day.
Absolutely.
He is looking like a potential franchise quarterback, and if that's the case, then we are in great shape moving forward. Thumbs down. You know what? You score 35 points and you still lose. Thumbs down's got to go to the defense. And
yeah,
we were missing Love, we were missing Witherspoon. Woolen went out with an injury, which, good and bad. So anyway, our secondary was depleted. So and I mentioned this after the game. This is where our front seven has to step up.
Yeah, and they have been.
We had 2 quarterback hits and 1 sack that came on a safety blitz. And after the amount of pressure we were able to get with our front 4 in the first couple of games, it was just really disappointing. And one guy in particular I want to bring up because it's somebody I really expected a big year from, and we haven't seen it yet. Boye Mafe.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching him and not really doing much during this game. I checked his stats for the year. After 5 games, he has 2 solo tackles, no sacks, nothing else.
Wow.
And this is a contract year for him. So I figured he would just be on fire all season. But he's somebody that needs to step up. Sounds like we're going to get DeMarcus Lawrence back this week. That's going to help. But
thank God, that's going to be huge.
Our secondary is still banged up, and we'll cover that in the third quarter. But we've got to get after Trevor Lawrence this week, or the Jaguars are going to carve us up.
Yeah, I agree. I'll talk more about both of your points here in a minute, but I want to hear from Mark. Mark, what was yours? You saw the score, and
I'm a little bit limited. I saw. Watch like game highlights. I read things, so it's obviously not being there. But what I can even sense, or what I like when if I see clips of our coach and just the way the team is, you can just feel like a good chemistry building. I think with this team, it just feels different. I think that and with Darnold, we were talking. You were mentioning with him. I think that especially McDonald's the ideal coach to kind of just be able to talk to Sam and just keep his head good, and you're a good QB, but we don't put everything on your shoulders and so on. It just feels like this team's gelling in a really good way. That's just what that's the impression. I just feel that even without really following it as
really
closely in terms of watching. And I like Darnold's demeanor, and man, when he gets out of pressure and he plants his foot and he throws, he just throws a nice looking pass. It just feels good to watch him play, and when he's focused, and if he's relaxed, for him, just don't overthink it and all that kind of stuff, and he's fine. But the team's building overall well. I mean, it's that last game was something else.
Some talking head brought up a really good point about Darnold, how he was with the Jets and he was supposed to be the man, and then he went to the Panthers and he was supposed to be the man. What have the Jets and Panthers done since he left? Nothing. He comes here and he just has to he can be relaxed and not have that pressure of being the man. And for me, every week, my expectations are exceeded every week by this guy. And it's getting higher and higher and higher. And I am very excited because he does have that third pick potential that he's always had. And he's showing it. And I have absolutely, and the world's noticing, because I know all week on the NFL shows, it was, are Baker Mayfield and Darnold, are they elite? I mean, that talk came out after the game. Baker Mayfield had I hate to say it, first off, there's a reason we never touched him, but wow, Baker Mayfield played magnificently, and so did Darnold. Both offenses, with no running game. His starting receiver, Evans, is gone. His starting running back's gone. And he didn't get any pressure. And we've gotten pressure with 4 people all year long, which allowed 7 to drop back. We couldn't get anything on him. I don't know if it was their offensive line. I don't know if it's who we're missing. Maybe DeMarcus Lawrence will change that a little bit. But he had that bright white uniform, and it was clean all the way through. And the 2 performances of the Ohio State receivers, Ekibon and JSN, both of them over 100 yards, both of them over 7 catches. They both put on quite a show as well. They saw each other after the game. He said they couldn't stop you. Well, they couldn't stop you either. And he's right. Both of them are right. They couldn't stop either one.
Did you see Mayfield's comment to JSN?
You're a stud, dude. Was that what it was?
That and I don't know what they put in the water in Ohio State, but
and I like Baker anyway. I've always thought the thing about Baker, I didn't like it when he ran from the cops. I thought, I don't want that to be my franchise, but he has obviously shown that that's over. And what I like about him is wherever he's been, his players will run through a wall for him. I love that. That's an intangible that you can't take anywhere else. And those guys ran through a wall for him on Sunday. And it was an exciting game, I agree. 4-4 really concerned me. It's the first time we've had no pressures on a quarterback all year long. Looked like past couple years, which was when we never got pressure on quarterbacks. You give anybody 5 or 6 seconds in this league, especially Baker Mayfield, he's going to shred you apart, and he did. Everyone talks about the missed kick. We'll talk more about that later. The missed field goal wound up being something, but also when you score 35 points, you should expect to win the game. I'm sorry. And so you should expect to win the game when it's 35 points. So 38-35, Seahawks lost in a close one, last second field goal. Yeah, Mark.
I'm sorry. I just saw that Raleigh or potential hero is up. Sorry with the.
Oh yes, and the Rosarena walked. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out, by the way, of the Mariners game. We'll talk about the Myers miss, but you score 35 points, you should expect to win in this league, and I think that's really the bottom line there. But anyway, hopefully we'll fix that against the Jaguars. Let's see how we did on our Posse Prediction Challenge, shall we? 12-Man Fan Jam Show Posse Prediction Challenge. Here's how we did last week. Scores were really low. No one expected 35-38 when 2 top 10 defenses play. Jose got it for 27-24. 3-point lost to have a 3-point win. No game ball because they lost. Will, I got your game ball. I don't know why I didn't put it in there, but duly noted. Will, you did give a game ball.
Who did I pick?
I don't remember, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. Just curious.
This is interesting here, Will, because if you'd had the other team, which you can't, but that would have got your point. Horton caught a touchdown. JSN caught a touchdown. No sacks. Cooper did not. Over-under was over, obviously. Jose and 4 of us, which means the scoring for this week went like this. Not much to talk about. Matty Jose at 2, Mike Dustin Will Moses at 1, which means going into this week, our overall scores, Dustin's in charge, Andy, Little Mo, and Matty all at 14. Will right behind at 13, Jimmy at 12. I added that point for you, Will. Was it you needed a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I added on there. Jose 11, me 10, Mike 9, and Statsman Mark at 5. Sorry we traded you, buddy. But that's okay, because guess what? Overall, Team Posse 59, Team 12, 46. We got 13-point lead on y'all, Mark. So we're still taking care of business. All right. So let's go to halftime.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
All right, coming up, it is America's favorite Seahawk-themed trivia game, 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia.
Of the world?
And that's coming up right after this. You're watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. The Jaguars... The Jaguars / Mariners edition, I guess, as we record on Friday night. And we go to the 9th. So we will be right back after this. Don't you go changing.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I don't care how you feel. I like it.
Yes, welcome to America's favorite Seahawk-themed trivia game of all time. It is 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world. Of the world.
Of the world. A game that challenges our posse as well as the people watching this show. If you want to participate, you can watch the questions as they pop up on your screen. Try to get the answers right, like these gentlemen do. The contestants are Will and Mark, and here's how it's going to play. We got 3 rounds of questions for each of you, so 6 questions during the whole thing. And then after point for each question, once over the 3 questions, you can ask me to take a wrong answer away, which I will do. And then you have a final question worth 2 points. And if there's time after that, we'll go to a double secret probation overtime question where the winner will be crowned champion of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia for episode 13.
And the world.
And the world. All right. Mark, are you even or are you odd?
I'm definitely odd.
Okay. Mark is odd. So we will
Honesty
proceed.
is the beginning of the
About Jacksonville Jaguars and the Seahawks, about Jacksonville. Mark, yours is about Jacksonville right off the bat. In 1964, the Beatles refused to play in Jacksonville. Why? Jacksonville would not desegregate their seats. They wanted to play in Miami instead, or Ringo was very sick. Why would they not play in Jacksonville in 1964?
Wow. This is interesting because how small was Jacksonville back then? I mean, it's not a big city anyway. I'm getting all caught up in the details.
I think it's a big size city. Like, it's one of the biggest size cities in the country.
No, it's not. It's just, but how? I can't even. Let's see. They refused to play. I'm gonna go. They wanted to play Miami instead. I'll go with B.
They wanted to play Miami instead in 1964. The Beatles refused to play in Jacksonville because they did not desegregate their seats.
Oh, wow.
They weren't going to play somewhere where they did not desegregate their seats, which is right on the Beatles.
I was hoping that was the answer.
Yeah, I'm glad that was the answer. That's why I brought it up. All right.
No, I'm just disappointed anyway. I know that's right when all that was happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Number 2 goes to Will. Will. Seahawks beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville in 2000. How many times did the Seahawks sack Mark Brunell? 3, 4, or 5?
Okay. I'm going to say 3.
I'll say 3. It was 5. 5 times. All right. Mark, that same game. Who had the most receiving yards for the Seahawks in that game? Sean Dawkins, Derek Mays, or Ricky Waters?
Those are some names.
And that's the top 3.
And of course, poor, what's his name? The top guy I met at the airport after.
Who was that? Oh, John Dawkins? Yeah, you didn't mean him.
Yeah, in 1999. I still remember.
Still 2-2.
I saw that. Are they almost out of the inning? I'm sorry.
Got him.
Yep.
We're at the bottom of the ninth. Still 2-2.
Right in the middle of a trivia. I gotta say B. Derek Mays.
He's gonna say Derek Mays. Sean Dawkins.
It's all right. I should have got it here. I'm paying ode to him. I didn't go with him. That's typical Brick right there.
True story about Sean Dawkins. Sean Dawkins was a Colts player, as you know, and he was on the Colts. And when I started dating, Jacob's mother, we talked about sports, and she said I really like Sean Dawkins. And about a month later, they traded him to the Seahawks. I'm like, well, that's weird.
Well, there you go.
I know. I said this meant to be, right? Okay. All right. Question 4 for Will. Seahawks played at Jaguars in Jacksonville in 2017.
Yes, they did.
All right. How many interceptions did Russell Wilson throw? 1, 2, or 3?
I remember being supremely frustrated by that game. I am going to say, got to be at least 2. I'm going to say 2.
All right. It was 3. You should have gone for maximum disappointment.
I should have. I'm a Seattle sports fan. I should be used to that.
Yeah. All right. Number 5. Seahawks beat the Jaguars in Seattle in 2009. I was there. That's the game I went to in 2009. How many touchdown passes did Matt Hasselbeck throw in that game? 3, 4, or 5?
Well, okay. 09 was the Mora year.
Yes, it was. Big win. Do you guys remember that Reed guy that played defensive end that was on preseason? Everybody went crazy for him.
Yeah, he had a pick 6 in this game.
He had a pick 6. Yeah.
And did nothing for the rest of his career.
Nothing for the rest of his career, but it was right towards us too. That was awesome.
I'll finally max out and go 5 on this tennis.
You're gonna go 5? You shouldn't have. It's 4.
Oh, don't. I thought I spotted a Brick thought spotted pattern. Went with
see, there's never a pattern. All right. Well, it's 0 for 0 so far. Will, save us.
Woohoo!
Who was Jacksonville, the city named after? Andrew Jackson, Steven Jackson, or Stonewall Jackson?
Take one away.
I'm going to take Steven Jackson away. It's either Andrew Jackson or Stonewall Jackson.
No, wrong Jackson.
Not Michael Jackson.
How about Action Jackson?
Is
my
My
name.
name. Love Mr. Science Theater.
I'm gonna say Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson. Well, guess what? We got one.
Woohoo!
Will got a point. Mark, you have no point.
I
But
know.
don't worry.
What?
You know why? Because it's time for the final question.
Question.
Uh-oh.
Final question. We're 2 points. It's ninth inning, bottom of the ninth.
Blanco just flew out.
Oh, what a play. Okay. One out. This is the close without going over. Close without going over, high, low. If you're both over, whoever's closest gets the 2 points. There will be no overtime. So the order will go, Mark will guess first, and then Will. Mark, here's your question. Your question is this. How many points has Seattle scored against the Jaguars in Jacksonville ever? How many points have Seattle scored against the Jaguars? Oh, in Jacksonville. Sorry. Just in Jacksonville. Not overall. Just in Jacksonville. How many points?
So, like, out of all the historic times they've met, like,
In Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville.
Yes.
Oh, geez. I mean, oh, man. This is, wow. It's hard to figure because the first however many years. Let's see. Well,
Justin's so glad he's not mathing right now.
no, it's just, I'm just trying to, this is hard to even gauge because we must play them so rarely. And then in Jacksonville, it's just, I'm just gonna, I mean, I don't even know. We were in the AFC West when they came into the league. I don't know. I'm gonna guess. I'm just gonna say 56. I have no idea where I'm getting that
56.
number from. Yep, in Jacksonville
56.
total. All games combined. We just don't plan that often, so I
No,
can't
we
think
don't.
of anything.
56. Will.
I'll go 57.
Oh, I thought you'd go 69, dude.
I was
You go
wondering if Will. I
57.
thought Will might have a better idea, but it sounds like we're just over under. Okay.
The points Seattle scored against the Jaguars in Jacksonville, 126. Well, you are the 12-Man Fan Jam Show trivia champion of the world for this episode. Congratulations. Well done. Well played.
Thank you, sir.
Mark?
How many total games did that involve to score 126 in Jacksonville?
I think maybe 9. I don't remember. I
Did
think
we play that many in Jacksonville?
I think
we played
maybe
that many?
No, we've only played 9 games overall. I can't remember.
That's okay.
Wait a
I mean,
minute.
I'm surprised it would even be like that. I thought you were going to tell me. Well, no, 126. That even at 30 a game, that must be at least.
That's 4 games, so.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
And
I
we
mean,
put,
I'm
wait a
still
minute.
surprised by that. I'm still surprised by that number, though. That's pretty elevated.
5 games. 5 games.
That's a great average. I never would have
126
come
in 5
close to
games.
that.
Here's the punchline. Overtime would have been how many Jacksonville score against us in Jacksonville?
127.
Yes, 127. We were 126. They're 127. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been another head-scratching, baseball-watching, Mariner praying, stomach-turning,
Hit-wanting.
hint-wanting, archaeologist version of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, halftime trivia of the world. And we'll be back with the second half where it'll be all about the Seahawks and Jaguars from this point on. You're watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show unless the Mariners are on, but you know, we'll share the spotlight tonight. Kind of a special situation. Go Mariners. Yeah, sure, I said it. Go Hawks too.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
You promised me you wouldn't podcast anymore.
It's the third quarter, bitches!
Well, welcome to the second half of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, the Jaguars/Mariners edition, because we're recording this on Friday night, and we got one eye on our show and one eye on the Mariners. They just went the extra innings, so we'll see how that. We certainly hope the Mariners win, and we're talking about the Seahawks, of course. Play Jacksonville. Early game, 10 a.m. if you're on the West Coast, 1 p.m. if you're on the East Coast, and in England, probably 1984. We're not sure. Check your local listings for times wherever you are. Right now, currently, and I'll remind you of this, the Seahawks are a 1.5-point underdog at this point, but we'll talk about that fourth quarter. So, before we do that, we'd like to get you ready for the game. The first thing we do is we talk about any injuries. Unfortunately, there's probably a big list, but injuries. We usually have Dr. Dustin, but Dr. Dustin just got back from visiting his kids, his sons in Germany, who are representing our armed forces, and we thank them for their service, and Dustin and his wife, because they're all in the military. So he just landed in Seattle like 3 hours ago, and I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it." And Lil Mo got held up at work, so he won't be here tonight. But that's all right, because you got us, and we got you, babe. So let's go to the third quarter and our injury report with Dr. Will. Oh, Dr. Will, tell us the news.
Well, I had my license suspended, so sorry.
Intern Will.
Yeah, Nurse Will, Nurse Will Ratchet. There we go. All right, so we have two players out. Neither of these guys much of a surprise. Derek Hall, he's got the oblique injury. We knew that he was going to be out for a couple weeks. Yeah. Swing tackle Josh Jones is also out. We have three players that are doubtful, and making this difficult for us is that they're all in the secondary. Julian Love, Reek Woolen, and Devon Witherspoon are all listed doubtful for Sunday's game, which means they're almost certainly not playing. So that's going to make things difficult. And Logan Gilbert now up for the Mariners in the top of the 10th inning. So it's put your starters in time of the baseball playoffs. But yeah, we have Little Mo.
Little Mo, you're here. Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Good. We just started our injury report with Will. Go ahead, Will. You may proceed.
No, and that was pretty much it. Just the two players who are out, and then Love, Woolen, and Witherspoon all doubtful. So, for all intents and purposes, they're out too.
All right. Well, since Little Mo just joined us, Little Mo, you have any comment about our Seattle trip?
No.
Okay. Do you have anything about the game?
The game that just happened?
No, the 38-35 game. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we get that many points to a pretty injured Buccaneers team, but
yeah. We talked about.
I'll give Baker credit. He's playing like an MVP this year. So
he is. We talked about that too. Both of them playing elite. Him and Darnold both playing very well. All right, so we just
are you guys distracted by the Mariners game?
Yeah, we included the Mariners because a lot of Seahawk fans are Mariner fans, and we're kind of watching it, and it's the top of the 10th. But before we do all that, let's go get us some church. This is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity. How's everybody doing out there? A little tense evening, is it not?
A
lot of people watching the Mariners. God bless the Mariners. I hope they win. God love them all. You know, friends, sometimes that football just doesn't bounce the way you want it to. You know what I'm saying? And that's the case. Jason Myers, son, 2 out of 3 was a decent song by Meatloaf, but it's no way to be a kicker in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? You got to get in between the two posts. Don't try to hit one for a point. That doesn't exist. Look into it. But anyway, be that as it may, we continued onward on the road to promised land, always locked in with the one true power to lead us to the promised land. Seahawk Positivity. My church organist, Clea Londa, she was pretty distraught after last Sunday's disappointing loss. And after the Buccaneer kicker, who seems to know the importance of his job, kicked the game winner, Cleolanda ran out of the room screaming Myers, and they found her at the entrance to the local airport with a prosthetic leg, duct tape, and a saw. Thank God. They know her well. And they keep enough voltage in their tasers to take her down, because that's a lot more than usual. I'll tell you, it takes enough voltage for her to charge a city block to get that woman on the ground, but I digress. Friends, she did recover enough to remind me to tell you that her new band, Cleolanda and the One-Legged Kangaroos, are hopping into the Sneaky Cow Bar just down the street to play. Their combination of blues, rock, and techno fusion will have you saying, what? But I digress. I do feel like getting a little church up in here. Friends, time to sit down on the path to regain our footing on the way to that promised land. And as we will move forward and stay focused in the groom below that is Seahawk Positivity, a reading from the book of the 2025 NFL season, chapter 6, verse 7 to 14. As we once again travel, we go into the world of Duval. There we will be met by felines who wish to do us harm, and as we face them, we are lifted up over them. For we have the glowing power of Seahawk Positivity, and there we will rise and defeat those little kitties in Florida, and we shall lift up in victory, and there shall be much rejoicing in the land. Yes, this is the word, my brethren. We're certainly basking in the warm glow of strength of Seahawk Positivity. Oh, you can feel it. Can you feel the power? See, there's a feline right there. Can you feel the power? Whoa. That looks like it's going to be on Catboy Magazine, but we'll talk about that later. If you believe in the power of Seahawk Positivity, let's hear an amen. That's loud.
Amen.
Oh, man.
Yes, do you believe in the power to give our defense the ability to make Trevor Lawrence lose some of his magical long auburn locks cascading down the back of his helmet? Oh, sorry. Hear an amen. That's loud.
Oh, man.
Amen.
Yes. Do you believe in the power to give our offensive ability to score more than Travis Hunter at a two-way convention? Let's hear an amen. Nice and loud.
Oh, man.
Not sure what a two-way convention is, but I'm sure he has them. That's the power. We are loud and proud, my 12s. Now listen, Jaguars. Terrible name, even worse car. And that Duval craziness so embarrassing you, city.
Double.
You yell out of county south. We got a double. That's the power of Seahawk Positivity coming in for the marriage right there. This has been a self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church Seahawk Positivity. Go forth and spread the good word. Praise Large and praise Cortez. Praise Walter Jones. Praise Easy. Go Hawks and go Mariners. We'll be back in the fourth quarter with our predictions, prognostications, and game balls for this game to your Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's coming up right after this.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. Oh, yeah, there's a show.
Holy shit, it's the fourth quarter.
Welcome to the fourth and final quarter of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, the Jaguars/Mariners edition. They are recording on Friday night, and the Mariners are... it's what, top of the 10th? Top of the 11th?
Top of the 11th.
Top of the 11th coming, so we're trying to get this done before the game ends. But we are one eye on the Mariners game and one eye on the Seahawks game that's coming up, because we have a lot of Mariners Seahawks fans, so I can respect that. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Seattle's 1.5-point underdog, the over-under at 47.5, which highest it's been all year. Let's start with Team 12.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Team 12, Andy says 27-24 Seattle. Gay ball to K9. K9 with 2 touchdowns. Jimmy, the Seahawks have suddenly become a mash unit. Jacksonville is no joke. Should be a hell of a battle. Hawks win close. 30-27 prognostication. Hawks defense forced 2 turnovers. Game ball to the beast that is JSN. Mike Pascal, Hawks 27. The Jagoffs 20. Jagoff. Jagoffs. Game ball to JSN. K9 2 touchdowns. Run. He said run and ass, but he meant run and pass. I don't think you can ass a touchdown.
I don't want to know if you can, so.
I'll tell you a cute story about what I just said with the Jagoffs. This lady I used to work with, she got an award from the school because they weren't supposed to wear jackets inside the school, and they're middle school kids. And this one kid named, we'll call him Jones, or Steven, she said, "Steven, jacket off."
Oh.
And yeah. And the teacher next to her could not stop laughing. She didn't realize it was too late. All right. Jose 27-20, Hawks game ball K9, and prognostication K9 and Charbonnet both get a touchdown. All right, Mark. What you got for your team there, buddy?
Well, pardon me, I gotta clear my throat and Jesus, I'm just losing control here.
My throat.
I got this game. I gotta go Seahawks 27-23.
All right.
I gotta say that we even though with our secondary banged up, we still get 2 interceptions of Trevor.
Look at you.
And I'm gonna go game ball. I'm gonna give it to I'll go Charbonnet on this one. I think he's gonna have some touchdowns and just power. I can see him getting power first downs and that kind of deal.
Power first downs. Power first downs. All right. For us, I'll share Dustin's. Dustin said 24-13 Seahawks. Seahawks, no turnovers, which I think is fair because we've had a lot of turnovers recently. And game ball to K9. All right. Little Mo. All right. Little Mo said 24-17 Seahawks. 3 or more sacks for the Seahawks and K9 the game ball. Sound good, Little Mo?
Yes, sir.
All right, Will, what you got?
I have got
depression.
Not yet. Crippling depression.
Oh, good. Carpenter stuck at second. Fly out, 1 out. I've got the Seahawks winning 31-27. My prognostication: Darnold is going to pass for 300+ yards and score 3+ touchdowns. Combination.
Which would you rather have, the 300 yards or the 3 touchdowns?
Well, if it's either or, I'll take the yardage. But
okay.
And
let's not go crazy.
My game ball is going to go to AJ Barner.
I hope he throws for 298 yards and 3 touchdowns. Actually, no, you're on my team.
Sure you do.
Actually, no, you're on my team. So actually, I hope you don't.
All right.
You're sabotaging your own self. I mean, what are you doing?
I guess that means it's my turn.
To suffer. I gotta blame somebody. Dustin's not here.
Time for you all to watch the Mariners game as I do my prediction. All right. The Seahawks are hitting the road after hosting a throwback game that indeed threw the 12s back to the days the Seahawks wore those jerseys. Remember when they wore those jerseys? Yeah.
No,
all those 8-8 teams of the 90s? Yeah. All those teams that wore those uniforms look great, but the teams that wore them before, this year's version is just like the ones before because they were big on expectation and even bigger on disappointment when they wore them. So let's move on. The Seahawks will be moving on to the land of Duval and swimming pools and stadiums, Jacksonville, because when you're at a ball game, you just got to go in the pool. Jacksonville Jaguars are surprising 4-1 this season. A division where probably 4 wins is going to be enough to win the division outright. I mean, I want to say the AFC South is bad, but when you're tied for first in the division by Daniel Jones,
Indiana Jones,
Daniel freaking Jones,
Indiana Jones.
Anyway, I digress. Defensively, the Jaguars are led by, I don't know, somebody, I guess. Good for them. Offensively, the Jaguars are led by Travis. Look at my luscious auburn locks cascade down my back, Leonard, who looks like, you know what? He looks like so many people. I could go so many directions. But my favorite is still the teenage girl that looks just like him. It looked just like him. He looks like the first woman ever to play in the NFL, in my opinion.
That happened to
him. And that's funny. But here's what's not funny. Travis's wife. Yowza. She definitely has a type. I'm just saying, but I digress. Head coach of the Jaguars, Liam, not as funny as the other Cohen, who looks like the love child of Gene Wilder, has his team gearing up for a playoff push. But not this week. Watch my game ball JSN continue to show why he is officially becoming an elite NFL wide receiver by catching over 100 yards. My prognostication. Oh, Duval. This week you're going to play like Duval. Shelley Duval in The Shining. When she's sitting in the bathroom pissing her pants because she's scared, praying for it to be over. That's going to be you guys. As the Seahawks win by a score of Seahawks 34, Jacksonville Jaguars 24.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Book it.
It is so booked.
And this show is so booked. We are at the top of the 11th of the Mariners game. We're going to leave without knowing who wins this game, but we'll find out. We won't, obviously, no spoilers because we will not be on. But
it's live.
It's live. But That being said, we hope you laughed and learned a little bit. And on behalf of Will and Mark and little Mo, this is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of St. Paul Island Church. Say until next time, for those you see and those you don't. Dustin, welcome back to United States from a trip to Germany. And Maddie, we love you, bud. You're always there. And all the people you see and you don't.
He's alive,
Reverend
to be
Moses
clear.
saying, yeah, but Reverend Moses saying...
The way you said it sounded like Matt died.
He's here. He's here. He's just not here. And all the other people. This is me saying, until next time, as always, go Hawks! And Mariners. And Mariners.
And Mariners.
Good luck, Mariners. We love you.